Meet the Simbas. Bold, aggressive, and hungry to see Africa succeed. They are some of Southern Africa's finest industry leaders who started off with nothing. Chamo Chiwanza, the local maverick, has companies in security, real estate, and transport, to name a few. Ritesh Anand is a leading global fund manager with over 15 years of investment experience. Florence Ziyumbe, a successful corporate lawyer and one of the first women to have her own legal firm in Zimbabwe. Nigel Chanakira, he is the fearless executive chairman of Success Motivation Institute. Gary Thompson, today he's one of the biggest names in marketing and advertising in Zimbabwe. 2 innovators, 5 Simbas. If their pitch is compelling enough, they walk away with a life-changing deal. If not, they leave with nothing.
My name is Nyasha Adler, and today I'm here to pitch on my business, Kinky Froz, the natural hair studio. I'm so excited to be here today and to meet the Simbas and be able to present my business idea. I hope that something will come up from today, if not an investment, at least exposure. So I'm ready to go. Whatever comes up my way, I'm here. Hi, my name is Nyasha Adler, and today I'm here to talk to you about Kinky Froz, the natural hair studio. Kinky Froz is a natural hair salon that specializes in the care and the styling of Afro kinky hair. Why is it different from any other salon? Well, like I just mentioned, it's a specialist salon. A lot of us Afro kinky women are tired of walking into a salon and being told to get a chemical relaxer or your hair is not manageable. Or a lot of people say that Afro kinky hair is difficult. I like to think that it's different. And that's why Kinky Froz is different. So this is what we're looking to do. Did you know that the black beauty industry is worth 800 million United States dollars, and 60% of that is owned by Koreans, not even Africans? So just in the past 4 years, the natural hair care industry has gone up in revenue by 1,400%. That's a lot of money. And most of that money, like I've mentioned, is not even owned by us. So this is what we're endeavoring as Kinky Froz to do. So what is Kinky Froz going to be exactly? It's a specialist salon. It's a lifestyle that we're selling. It's a brand. So far, we've already done our online work, social media, and I've started doing some hair because what happened is I'm actually a graduate architect by profession, and I started taking care of my own hair since I got tired of going to the hair salon and having all these fights with the stylist. And then I started doing my own hair, and a lot of people started asking me, hey, how do you do your hair? Hey, could you do that to my hair? So after work, I'll then go on and do hair, and then this hobby just grew, and now it's something that I've thought, let me turn this into a business. So I have a few ladies with me just to show you what we do. Ladies, so these are my 2 models, and I'm the 3rd model, of course. The statistics show that the sales in chemical relax have gone down 45%. So that means people are more aware of what they're putting into their bodies and what they're putting onto their hair. So these are my lovely models. Please give them a hand. They walk off. And the main concern has always been that Afro kinky hair looks unruly, but as you've seen from our models, that it is and can be professional. So what are we looking at? We're looking at opening up branches all across, not just Zimbabwe, but Africa and the world, because all across Zimbabwe and all across Africa, there are people with Afro kinky textured hair. We want to be there for our clients. We want the convenience, the location, and the environment to be set for them. So we don't want someone to have to commute 2 commutes to go to a hair salon where they have their needs met. So to start up a branch, we're looking at about 10,500 United States dollars to start up 1 branch. And so the probable turnover per branch is about 105,000 United States dollars. And the profit for each branch is about $73,500. So the more branches you invest in, the more turnover there is. So for that $10,500, we're looking at parting with about 10 to 15% of our business.
Sorry, repeat that?
10 to 15%
10 to 15% on a 5-year timeshare all of this negotiable.
And how much is, I mean, you look good, I like the hairstyles. What's the cost of your particular style, what you're wearing now?
What I'm wearing now is about $15. Most of our treatments are an average of about $14.
14?
Yes.
So it's cheaper than your normal style?
It is.
Save a lot of money?
It is. We're looking to push numbers.
Okay.
Because this is a lifestyle that we want to sell. So we wouldn't want a situation where people cannot afford to get their hair taken care of in its own natural state. So what we're just looking into is the product, because we're just using your hair to do what you probably can do.
Is this high density or low? Just hold your horses.
Okay.
Is this high density or low density? Do you think, is there a difference in terms of where you'd want to specialize in rolling out branches?
In rolling out branches, we want to go across the board. But prices might differ because you're looking at the rentals in Borrowdale are going to be different from the rentals in Glenora. So that could affect the pricing. But at the end of the day, we want this to be an affordable product. We want everyone to be able to walk in and have their hair needs met, because everyone has hair. Okay,
I'm excited about this. That's why I'm the first in. Okay? What I want to ask though is that can people replicate this? Because in Africa we copy, cut, copy, paste, and we're good to go. So pretty soon you're going to get existing salons actually trying to imitate what you're doing. With that, to me, so what are the barriers to entry, for an industry like this?
Coming up after the break.
So I feel like as an African, we have an upper hand. And so that's what we're selling differently at Kinky Froz. I
have a few questions for you. Froz, you wanted to say something. Got to get you in.
You are just starting. You haven't even opened. You are actually asking for all the money to start the business.
What sort of money have you made, honestly? What sort of metrics have you got just when you were doing it out of passion and doing it for people who came up to you?
What I want to ask though is that can people replicate this? Because in Africa we copy, cut, copy, paste, and we're good to go. So pretty soon you're going to get existing salons actually trying to imitate what you're doing. With that, to me, so what are the barriers to entry, for an industry like this?
Okay, there's a lot to do with knowledge and what you're putting out there. You see, the good thing about Kinky Froz, I being the #1 brand ambassador for it, is what you see is what you're getting. I'm not just talking about something that I'm not living out. And so you have people like Dark and Lovely, that's mainly owned by Caucasians. And they're trying to sell products to an Afro-kinky textured person. So I feel like as an African, we have an upper hand. And so that's what we're selling differently at Kinky Froz. I
have a few questions for you. Froz, you wanted to say something. Got to get you in.
I just wanted to say that I like you very much.
You
have made me so proud to be a woman. That was a beautiful presentation, and I like your idea as well. I like what you're promoting. Nigel, what I think she is doing, it doesn't matter if they are competitors, because, when you look at the market there, women are the majority in this country. As you know, hair has become a big thing. But as you are correctly saying, increasingly many. I raised my children on kinky hair, and they stayed with kinky hair. So is that yes?
Well,
yes, they've stayed with the kinky hair, and it works. But we made mistakes, so this is good, and I'm in.
What I disagree with Nigel is that it's not about kinky hair, it's about you. You are the brand ambassador, and it's kind of rich coming from a Caucasian. But let me say this, you really are a great sales lady. And I like the product, I like the passion you have, but I have a question. What sort of money have you made, honestly? What sort of metrics have you got just when you were doing it out of passion and doing it for people who came up to you?
Okay. Up until end of last year, all of the hair that I did was for free, because it wasn't initially a business, it was a hobby. So whenever someone would come up to say, hey, may you please do my hair, when they would offer to pay, although some have insisted on paying.
Okay, so let's look at the numbers. What sort of people were you doing a day?
I've got about 15 to 20 repeat clients, and this is after hours. So I can only do about 2 or 3 people in a day. So there were nights where I'll be up from 5 as soon as I get home, and I'm working up until 12 midnight, 1 a.m. And if I was to equate that to monetary, I'd say between beginning of December, and up till now, I probably would have made about 2,000 United States dollars just from that time, which is about 6 hours after work.
I would just want to ask something. Florence, you're in. Nigel, you're in. How much? How much are you guys in? She's looking for 10,500 for 20%, so she'll say. Is it?
15.
For 15%. How much are you putting, Florence?
I have to tell you that 15% is not going to make it for me. If I'm going to do it at all and support you, I don't think I can do it for less than 30%. Because we need to have a return as well.
Okay.
You are just starting. You haven't even opened. You are actually asking for all the money to start the business. And I think that even 30% is a bit on the low side because you are actually seeking financing to start the business.
Florence,
you may have the skills.
Florence, before we go there, can I interrogate your numbers further? Yeah.
Sure.
So you're saying a store can turn over $105,000 a year.
Yes.
That means at $15 on average, that's 7,000 clients.
So you're looking at, from the annual perspective, working with 50 weeks, excluding public holidays, that's about 1,500 services per year.
British, she knows her numbers. I think
So 1,500, yeah? 1,500?
Yes, 1,500 services, and then we multiply that by 15.
But in terms of specializing, can I ask you a question? I mean, you cannot impose a style on a person. That's number one. Number two, women tend to want to multitask. If I'm sitting in the salon, I have other services done, I need to have my nails done and other things done. Are you going to look at that?
Well,
Keep it natural. You're just going to clip and no chemicals, right? This is a
no
green
chemicals.
business.
It's a green business. What we're doing in here, well, the environment is going to be delightful. That you might not even notice that 1.5 hours of
She's a sales lady. Would someone just make a deal and stop interrogating? All right, so what's the numbers? Yes or no?
The numbers don't add up.
Can I just, so you've done, so just, let's follow this through, right?
Okay.
So you've got 1,500 services at $15, gives me 22,500.
Okay, let me go back. It's 1,500 services. Did
Times
I factor
5.
in the 50? Sorry, might just refer to my notes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm betting she's going to be right. Don't let me down. Please, Nyasha.
Yeah, you're right. Because it's 1,500
Yes.
services per stylist.
Per stylist.
And that's 7,500 times 15, which will give you 112,000. Okay, so you're spot on your numbers. Okay, so your operating costs are around $35,000.
For the year?
Yeah.
Yes, because on monthly we're looking at about 4.4.
So you're making $70,000 projected net profit in your first year of operations.
You in?
And you're looking for 10,000, so you're valuing your business at about $100,000.
At about 100,000 per branch.
And so I'll make my money back in about a year.
In about a year?
Why are you giving up so much equity?
I think it's not so much, because when I look at it, I think I still have quite a bit of stack left in there. And to be really honest, this is really a big passion of mine. I'm more interested in more women embracing their natural self. And what I believe is that when you have a good business model, the money will always come.
Okay, so what keeps you up at night? What are the biggest risks?
What are the biggest risks?
What do you think is the biggest risk? So far you've sold, like all these guys are in, right? Why shouldn't I invest?
Why shouldn't you invest? Actually, I can't come up with anything because hair grows out of our head every day.
No, Nyasha, there are other issues. Demand is not necessarily certain. We need to, I would actually suggest that whatever we do, you need people to know that this service is now available. You need some advertising. You need, Gary to be in, for instance, because if you advertise it, I think there are sufficient takers because this has become, quite, fashionable. It's in. And I think it's probably going to be the future. But it needs to be advertised. You need to look at your legal things to establish the company, to establish your relationships with the incoming new shareholders, etc. And as you're correctly saying, it's volume that is going to do it for you. Because I guess if you open one in Borodale and open another one in town and another one, you will still get business walking in. So I think it's volume that is going to give you the money.
I was waiting for the stylist of our group to come up.
Okay. Hi, Nyasha, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Let me start to say, I think your focus on business is very good. I mean, women, 52% of the world's population. And between 2013 and 2014, their gross total expenditure was bigger than that of China and India put together.
Wow.
So definitely there's huge business in women. I'm not so sure about the question that Florence posed, that are we going to be imposing styles on clients? And yes, there's potential in that business. I'm not so sure about, the difficult with your business is you're going to be able to train your stylist. And once the stylists are trained, I was in the cotton business and there was side marketing. Once they're trained, why do you think they'll stick with you?
Why do you think they'll stick with me? You know what? A lot of people are doing hair.
For $400. And she's the one who's doing the hair. She's got contacts with Florence. She speaks to Florence every day when she's doing a haircut. She's got her number. Why wouldn't she go to Florence's house and do the hair?
Coming up after the break.
Your concept is different. You're owning the salons, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're running the salons.
Yes.
My question was not answered.
Okay.
So if it can be negotiated upwards, I would be out.
Okay.
She was negotiable, Flo.
So
gotta be
can we
fair to
negotiate
her.
the number?
Yeah,
Because
she
if
said-
I'm going to be committed, I want to be
How much
really
do you
committed.
want? How much do you want, and how much cash are you putting on the table?
Give us some figures.
Yeah.
Most of the salons and the stylists, they have what they call rent a chair.
Yes.
So they're running they're entrepreneurs in their own right. They're running their own businesses. Your concept is different. You're owning the salons, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're running the salons.
Yes.
My question was not answered. Why do you think the Kinky Froz will keep it silent? Why would they be loyal to you? For $400, she's the one who does the hair.
Well, like I said, we are going to review that as we go along, first and foremost. And why would they stay? Like I mentioned earlier, this is a lifestyle. This is not just a hair salon. Even our employment criteria is just going to be top-notch. We're not just going to employ anyone. Because one of the challenges we have with most salons is gossip and people taking their time. Someone walks in for an 8 o'clock appointment and they're there for 4 hours before they get their hair tended. So this is going to be an environment whereby even the employers, even everyone there is just going to feel like they're at home.
Okay.
Nyasha, let me offer you something that you can't refuse. I am aware of a business that's a bit similar to yours, based in London, and all they focus on is black hair, doing froze as well. So from a networking perspective, I know people who are already in the diaspora who've taken a different angle. They're more into the fro rather than the actual styling of froze. So I can hook you up to that particular person. They've been in business. They know the whole marketing spiel that actually goes with marketing. They're traveling all over the world. I'll get you connected to them so that you actually can work with them. They were looking for an agent here. And so I'm excited about what you're doing. I'm in. I've got the networks to get you in. We got to look at those financials very carefully. And so I'm just looking for partners amongst...
Nyasha, I'm in, not because of just those other points. I'm in because I think you can make it happen. And I like your authentic center. You're not a reactionary native. You're a passionate native. You're a smart native. You've got this graduate degree and you're running on what you feel and believe. And I love the natural angle to it. My wife is that whole way inclined. So I'm with you. And I know it sounds crazy coming from a Eurocentric, but I just so admire it. So I'm in for 10% to help market this thing. We need a great location. We need some good partners. I think you're going to have a few people fighting for you. If there's more than 3, we're going to have to fight out the fourth. But only 3 can join you. I'm in for 10%.
Which is how much? Please, can we have numbers to your percentage?
Well, it's 20 grand if you just look at what that's going to be before we even multiply.
So you're taking a Caucasian in now? The Caucasian's in. Are you going to take him in?
Let me first hear what everyone else has to offer.
Okay.
And then
Chamu, are you in?
I'm taking a note after Florence. Florence, what did you say?
I'm in, but I find it very difficult to be involved in a business where all you are holding is 10% or 15%. That is too little.
Okay.
So if it can be negotiated upwards, I would be out.
Okay.
She was negotiable, Flo.
So
gotta be
can we
fair
negotiate
to her.
the number?
Yeah,
Because
she
if
said-
I'm going to be committed,
Yeah.
I want to be
How much
really
do you
committed.
want? How much do you want, and how much cash are you putting on the table?
Give us some figures.
Yeah.
I'll put 5,000 on the table.
Okay.
I'll also give you my legal services, my mentorship, my connections, but I also want 15%.
15% with 5,000 and legal services
Yes.
and mentorship.
That's sweet.
Yes.
Okay.
She
I
gets
can
it first
I can
time.
almost taste
I
it.
love this.
Yeah, sweet.
She's what? She's halfway there.
Okay, for me,
15%.
beauty business is just far-fetched for me.
Out.
The figures are just too ridiculous. we're wishing on a star. That one stylist will have 6 people a day. What happens if they don't?
So you're
I'm
out.
Okay.
Ritesh, you did the numbers, dude.
Yeah. Look, I like you. I think you've got a passion for this business. You're very eloquent. You speak well. My concern is how much business experience you have. We often, we all have passions, and as an entrepreneur who's lived through building a business in Zimbabwe over the last 5 years, the reality is quite different from what we dream about. My concern is that I think you'll do well, but it might not work as you against your own business plan. For that reason, I'm out. But I'd like to see you do well and perhaps relook at this in a couple of years' time.
Thank you.
So Gary, you and I are tussling over, another 15% for our services. Or do we split it between the two of us?
She needs cash.
No, if you are coming
it's fair. Yeah, it's cash. So we go 2.5 each, and then we ask for another 15%. We offer our services like Flo is doing. So you got the 3 of us in, and I'll give you the sweetener of that connection in London anyway.
Okay. So that brings the total of the percentage that...
They're giving you 10 grand plus they're taking what percentage? Because Flo is
30%.
taking
I'm putting 20 on
30.
Taking
you're
this
putting
little
20
lady's story
grand
out.
Oh, you're putting 20 grand?
Yeah, in value, in the marketing value, because I think there's a great story here. I think she's the story. I think Nigel's got a great link there, but no one's going to know about it. So I'm coming in on that angle and the authentic center of this brand.
So what's your percentage and what's the dollar amount?
The percentage that I'm happy with is 10%. You guys go at the front. I'll be at the back door, making sure she's heard by the world.
Okay, so we've got a Caucasian taking 10%. You got our African sister taking 15. I'm taking 15.
So that's what, 40%?
So that brings it to 40%.
40%. And you got your cash and you got mentorship in there.
Valued at 20,000. So total in cash is $7,500.
Okay, let's bump Gary down. Okay? And I'll come up, I'll top up so that she can start with the first store. So I'm good for the 5,000. And then Gary, you come in 5% perhaps with your marketing work.
And you give me an option. If we help her to grow to what we think we can do, I get a bonus top out and I can come out early because then you can follow the model that we've created.
So we buy him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll buy him out
later. So right now,
on.
are we still sitting at 40%?
No.
No, we're down to
35%.
35%.
35.
Do we have a deal?
Is that 5% going to go down if I smile?
You are entitled to reject it, Nyasha.
Yeah, I'm still weighing it out. It sounds like a very good deal. And thank you so much. I'm so delighted with all these offers. Let me take a moment to breathe.
Breathe.
And take it all
Breathe.
in. And just
Take
go
your time.
through it.
Take your time.
Since you've given it to me, I'm just going to go through it.
Sure.
Yes.
Take it.
So from you, sir, $5,000 in cash and the connection in
And
London.
mentorship.
And mentorship on business, which I really need because I'm a
And
professional.
Niger is good for it.
I'm into design. And 5,000 and legal services and also mentorship.
Yes.
And marketing, branding.
Image management, growing this brand and getting your story out because it's a great story.
Okay. All of this, 35%.
Yes.
I'm in.
Okay, good.
Got a deal.
Take it.
Make me less Caucasian, please.
Gary, no hugs today. No hugs.
Let's go and hug Nigel.
We're so proud. That was excellent.
But I love you, Nigel.
Well done. You need to go get more women to come and present as well.
Thank you.
Hey, you're going to be great.
Thank you so much.
Partner,
Thank you.
looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. Such a delight. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Excuse me. 3 shareholders in Kinky Froz. You guys are investing in salons now?
Yeah.
I love your honesty, though.
Yeah.
I think you had an honest.
She's just so deserving of support.
Oh, she is.
She's I
So
mean,
what?
she's a Zimbabwean success story.
You guys philanthropists, we're business people. This is a salon. Why you
Yes, but
This is a specialist
business
salon. You
people
heard
have a
that.
heart as well.
Are you sure
We have a heart
Do you
as
know?
well.
Do you know what you guys didn't
And you're
get?
gonna do branches in Mavugo for the salon?
Let me tell you what you didn't get. Tam. Do you know how much it's costing? I mean, I look after my wife, I look after my daughters. Women spend a fortune. You said it.
Yeah.
So this is what I see.
Make money here,
And I've seen it because I've got that niece of mine who's doing throws. You should see this.
It has become so trendy.
yeah.
Excuse me.
It has become so trendy.
You're trying to detach people like Flo. Look at Flo. Look at Flo from up to here. From a Brazilian hair. Now you're gonna tell Flo that you're just gonna have
She's
natural
gonna
hair?
change.
Are you
She's
kidding
gonna
me?
change.
You guys can go ahead and have the business. I'm not investing in no salon.
See you when we make the exit.
Had such an amazing time, met the Simbas, great people. They had so much to offer and so much to say. It was a bit nerve-wracking at some point when I had to come up with a decision so quickly with all they were offering. There was mentorship, connections, network. At least at the end of the day, I think we all got something in the end, and I'm so excited to work with all the Simbas that are going to be involved. Thank you.
Next week on Simba Savannah.
What stock level, I'm onto something here. What stock level are you going to maintain and how are you going to do the stock management? People are going to steal from you, these startups, you guys. You have
People
no
would never
idea
steal Nigel.
Okay.
Nigel, oh, you have little faith. Here you go.
There you go.
Oh, that's a splendid offer.
So, what's proprietary about what you do? Why can't some young, bright Kenyan like you do this in Kenya?
We know why they're failing. It's not because of the books, it's not because of the apps, and they're failing more than 3 times. They're failing because of this. Ching at the point of sale. And that's just the truth, right?
No, I would like
That's what we believe.
I would like to disagree with you here.